friend of mine got me a WWE crew shirt because the person knew it was going to be a road to WrestleMania curb stomp.
The person you see on screen goes by the name Dimension7yo online, also known as Tron. He initially gained a following on TikTok, amassing around 200,000 followers, but his account was banned due to his erratic behavior, loud videos, and offensive language. Tron then created a new account which quickly reached about 195,000 followers. However, during his rise back to fame, the harassment and trolling he faced became overwhelming. Tron's online presence was characterized by his loud, chaotic style, which brought him attention and trouble. His videos were known for their high energy, which some people loved, but it also made him the subject of numerous noise complaints and eviction notice.
Dimension7yo, another Christmas gift, Batman picture. Dimension7yo! 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 Batman picture. Batman picture. Dimension7yo! Yeah! Dimension7yo. Batman.
Tron's popularity relied on this noisy and over-the-top style, but it also led to tensions with those around him. As Tron's second account grew, fake accounts began to appear, with similar usernames to his, reposting his content and claiming to be the real Dimension7yo. These impersonations deeply upset Tron, leading to emotional outbursts. He began making threats against individuals, organizations, and even schools. This behavior was the beginning of his decline, as he struggled to maintain his online presence while dealing with the harassment and stress that came with his growing bad reputation. But where did he start and how did he end up being such a famous character? Tron Wellborn was born in Charlotte, North Carolina on March 26, 1985. There's not much known about his early life, but we can make some educated guesses. Tron's mother was a caring woman who likely shaped his values and worldview while they lived in Charlotte. However, there is very little information about his father, suggesting Tron grew up without a father figure. This might have made things challenging for his mother, as raising a child alone is never easy, especially when that child is as high energy as Tron still seems to be in his mid-30s.
Bianca Belair! It arrived! Woo!
One thing we do know is that Tron has always been passionate about music. He has shared that his favorite artists include Jesus Lizard, Nirvana, Sonic Youth, Limp Bizkit, Korn, and Eminem. Tron believes he is destined for greatness in the music world, and he has posted multiple videos of himself performing at home, sometimes covering famous songs, sometimes freestyling in his car during breaks from his job at Trader Joe's distribution center. Despite the sometimes shocking content of his lyrics, there's no denying his musical talent. He even used to be in a band, and he frequently talks about the energy he gets from playing and listening to music.
Yo, I got some variety, they ain't no enemies ain't touching me, kid you see. Eventually, I'm gonna have to cut off their head just like an Assassin's Creed, or make believe I'm gonna get out of here like a Need for Speed. They're all based on greed, philosophies always speak to me, but you can see me with so much chemistry. I ain't no make believe when you see me with spirits that set me free. It's spiritually just me to maintain. It's the purgatory, mayhem and minotaur, making them gory, throwing them off a third story. Dice them with a sword, blessings from the Lord. Elements, electricity, add currents to strike a chord. Electric current flow of frequencies in a tune. Make my hair stand up in the darker room lit soon. Decaying looking residents, try not to lose their confidence. Zombies ain't making sense. Look as if it's a tenerific spell out of hell. Coming from a bloody trail, not a fairy tale. Coming from the ground up, looking pale. Try not to fail, evolving to look like another.
Tron is very open about his self-image. He makes it clear that he takes care of himself. He wears clean clothes, keeps his space organized, and doesn't smoke cigarettes, though he does smoke weed. He's careful to point out that he isn't like the character Trevor from Grand Theft Auto 5, a comparison he's apparently heard more than once. Tron insists he's his person, and he has nothing in common with Trevor. He prides himself on being loud, enthusiastic, and a passionate performer. Trolls continued targeting Tron, repeatedly telling him he looks like Trevor from GTA 5, a comparison he did not appreciate. Tron made it clear that he disliked the association.
I dress clean. I don't have stuff everywhere. I don't smell like cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't talk like Trevor. I don't look like Trevor. I have nothing in common with Trevor.
At some point, Tron moved from Charlotte to Daytona, Florida. The exact timing is unclear, but by January 2013, Tron had shown up in public arrest records in Florida. On January 5, 2013, he was arrested for marijuana possession and obstructing a police officer. The charges were eventually dropped, and Tron only spent about 9 hours in county jail. However, this wouldn't be his last run-in with the law. In April 2017, he was arrested for attempting to evade law enforcement, spending about a day and a half in jail and receiving a year of probation. Then in December 2019, Tron was again arrested for evading law enforcement. This time he was released without bond, but was supposed to attend a court hearing, which seems to have been interrupted by the global pandemic that began shortly afterward. After the pandemic hit in 2020, much of the world went into lockdown, and Tron's online activity became harder to track. His digital footprint is scattered, with little information available beyond a few mentions. He's one of the more energetic figures in internet culture, with only a small subreddit and minimal coverage elsewhere. In late 2021, Tron began posting videos on TikTok. Many of these videos were WWE toy reviews, featuring him running, jumping, and yelling through his living room. His over-the-top drama became his style, and his passion brought a lot of joy to his followers, even as he shaked the foundations of his apartment.
I know the spirits are real.
There's been some confusion about Tron's living situation. While it's been joked that his downstairs neighbors must have hated his loud performances, Tron doesn't have neighbors below him. He does, however, have at least one next-door neighbor, and this person eventually plays a role in his story, which we'll look into later in the video. Several of Tron's TikTok videos feature a woman who has often been mistaken for his mother, grandmother, or even girlfriend. In reality, this woman is his wife. While her name has never been publicly revealed, it's clear that they've been together since early 2021 and were married by mid-2021. He called her Honey in one of his videos.
Why do you keep saying that? Honey, take your headphones off. Is that you?
No.
Then why does it keep saying your name?
Tron loved making his videos, and he genuinely appreciated the fans who enjoyed his content. Many people reached out to tell him how much joy his antics brought them, and Tron clearly valued those interactions. Despite his ambitions in music, he found real happiness in creating entertaining videos for his followers. Unfortunately, this happiness was short-lived. The eviction warning due to noise put a stop in his style of content.
Just got a warning. Not to be loud. Can't be loud for a little bit. See this? Next time, I get evicted.
Tron tried to keep making videos, but his followers noticed that they weren't the same without his trademark loudness and energy. Fortunately, Tron was able to talk to his landlord and clarify that the complaints were based on a misunderstanding. The landlord had thought Tron was arguing with his wife, but after Tron explained that this wasn't the case, the issues seemed to be resolved, at least for a while. At least he was able to get back to being seen as crazy.
Oh! Dog, run! He even came with his chains and his crown, King of the Rings. I can't believe it arrived early. Dog! Whoa. It arrived.
However, trouble continued to follow Tron online. His original TikTok account, Dimension7yo, was banned. The reasons for the ban are unclear, but given some of the things Tron has said in his videos, it's possible he made a comment during a live stream that violated TikTok's policies. Undeterred, Tron created a new account under the name Dimension7yo and continued posting. Despite the setback, he was determined to keep making content. But it was clear that being banned had taken a toll on him. Inside, Tron was filled with anger over what he saw as an unfair punishment. Let's go into better detail of what happened with this man and how he ended up falling far off. After watching this clip from Dimension7yo, it's easy to understand why his popularity grew so quickly. His behavior was initially unpredictable and new. He would jump around, go wild, and act completely stupid. This kind of behavior drew viewers in, not because they admired him, but because they found his acting entertaining. Many TikTok users achieve fame this way, becoming sources of amusement through their extreme actions. Dimension7yo often claimed he had the powers of a wizard, capable of traveling through a portal and becoming anything he wanted. A rock star, a musician, a construction worker, or even David Bowie. He portrayed himself as someone who could transform into anything, imagining himself as a kind of superhero that Detroit needed. His claims were far-fetched, but they added to the mystery that kept viewers engaged. Or could he have gotten the inspiration from other spiritual content creators? Because his name has some meaning to it.
What is the seventh dimension? According to Matthias de Stefano's model of reality, the seventh dimension is enlightenment and heaven. The purpose of the seventh dimension is to guide and create all realities and dimensions. He says that for us 3D humans, the seventh dimension is how we envision enlightenment. In some ways, it's an advanced level of the sixth dimension. The seventh dimension connects and integrates the infinite, alternate, parallel realities created in the 60. 70 holds the potential for all creation, and 70 beings can create universes and realities with just a slight thought. This is because they mastered the lessons in creating universes and realities in the 60. 70 beings can also move easily from one dimension to another. Christ consciousness, the cosmic mothers and fathers, angels, Pleiadian extraterrestrials, they're all 70 beings who come to Earth as guides from time to time.
Could there be more to why he called himself Dimension7yo? Another peculiar aspect of his online presence was his fixation on a toy alien. Tron frequently talked about aliens, holding the toy during his TikTok live streams, and going on about how they were coming. He would also scream about angels coming, adding to the strange nature of his streams. This strange mix of fantasy and energy contributed to the rapid rise in his online popularity.
What up? This is Dimension7yo. Aliens are real, confirmed. Hi, this is Dimension7yo. Dimension7yo. The aliens, they're real. The aliens finally made it. The aliens, they finally made it.
The ultimate downfall of Dimension7yo's short-lived TikTok career came as a result of repeated impersonations. Accounts kept appearing with similar names, re-uploading his content and pretending to be him, claiming to be the real Dimension7yo. This was the final straw for Tron, pushing him to his breaking point. He began to lash out, making dangerous and violent threats, which ultimately led to the end of his online presence.
Y'all believe in karma, right? Somebody stealing my views and my content and all that. Just believe in karma. What goes around will come right back around on them. Something will happen to them. That I promise.
This wasn't the first time he's made threats. There was a time some online trolls got to him through his wife, and he came out to get back at them.
Dumb mother. But then when they start saying they're gonna f my lady, I'm gonna come f them up. Make sense? I'm gonna shoot them right in their goddamn face. They ain't touching my lady. Because then when I touch them, that keeps talking their on my lady,
They probably cut their hands off.
I'm gonna cut their goddamn balls off with this goddamn scissors.
That's too violent to be posted online, but it seems he has no problem with doing that so long as it's to defend his woman. This comment is full of threats and shows a dangerous attitude. It shows that Tron sees violence as the answer to any disrespect. He said that he would hurt or even kill someone just for talking badly about his woman. This isn't the right way to handle anger or conflict. Violence only creates more problems and pain. Real strength means staying calm and finding better solutions, not hurting others.
Then I'm gonna cut their off and I'm gonna shove it down their goddamn throat. Real men stick up for their women. Real men go berserk. Real love will drive somebody crazy to kill somebody. Real love will do crazy things that you won't even do. Facts. So when they come after somebody that's a real that's with love, the only reason why I use the N-words is because to get back at people that get on me. Not really a racist person, but racist to the ones that are racist toward white people. That's the truth. I give you the truth every single day.
As fierce as he may sound, his comment shows a wrong idea of love and being a man. Real love isn't about violence, it's about respect and care. Saying love should make you hurt someone is harmful. Using racial slurs, even if you think it's justified, is still wrong. It spreads more hate. Being strong means having self-control and treating others well, not using violence or hateful words. His comment promotes harmful actions and ideas that can lead to bad outcomes in relationships and society.
I can say cracker all day long. I'm not a racist person. I said the N-word, you heard me say it. That's to get back at the sons of that got at me. Now you know. Well, at least I tell you the truth.
Tron's words show how he is trying to justify using racial slurs by saying it's only to get back at others who are disrespectful. He claims he isn't a racist, but using racial slurs, no matter the reason, is still harmful and spreads hate. Just because someone else is rude or racist doesn't make it right to respond in the same way. It only keeps the cycle of hate going. Just as he did with defending his wife, he went berserk with the accounts that were impersonating him.
Listen, everything I've ever been on is garbage. It's all fake. Everything's fake. All those people that sold their souls, those are the ones making all the money. I told people millions of times, God's on my side, and every time I try to make money and doing what I love to do, everybody else always steals my content, takes my ideas, because they think for themselves. They don't know how to do nothing for themselves.
He sounded frustrated and felt wronged. Tron believes everything they've done is worthless and says the system is fake, controlled by those who sold their souls. He feels that others are making money off his hard work and ideas. He seemed to express a lot of resentment and a belief that others lack originality, always copying instead of creating on their own. This frustration seems to come from feeling ignored and taken for granted, which is fair enough.
They don't know how to do nothing for themselves. That's a sad world we live in. That's just the way the world is. Listen, if you see that I'm up, don't give me a fan page. I don't care about a fan page. I hate fan pages. So if you see I'm up, you see I'm going, you see I'm doing well, stay the away from me. Don't go nowhere near me. Everything I say, they turn it around. But yet everybody can do whatever they want. See, people can talk about F this, F that, F this, F that. They can.
Tron seems to feel very alone and distrustful of others. He believes the world is unfair, where people often twist his words and use him for their own gain. He talks about not wanting fan pages or any kind of public support, suggesting he doesn't trust the attention that comes with success. He wants to keep people away from him, even if he's doing well. He also points out the double standards. Others can say anything they want, including disrespecting people he admires, but when he speaks, it gets turned against him. Tron seems tired of people's hypocrisy and wants to protect himself.
Talking about, it don't matter. They're going to talk about F this, F that, F this, F that. But yet, I'm still here talking normal, not saying F this, F that, F this, F that, F this, F that. I'm talking about people stealing my content and stealing my stuff. And me being better than everyone else and everybody being jealous of me. But yet, nobody listens to that and it don't register into their brains.
Tron also sees others using harsh language without consequences, while he tries to talk calmly about his own issues, like people stealing his ideas and being jealous of him. He believes he's better than ours, but no one seems to recognize or respect that. Tron thinks his message isn't reaching people. It's as if what he's saying doesn't make an impact. He seems frustrated that despite trying to communicate without being offensive, nobody takes him seriously or understands what he's going through.
If it's not Dimension7yo, the real page, me, don't watch it. Block it. Report it. Block it. Report it. Block it. Report it.
After so much careful appeal to those stealing his content, Tron's frustration reached such a peak that he threatened to use a handgun if police officers showed up again, stating he would take them out and wait for the consequences rather than go to jail. One of the creators on YouTube called John Jams that post clips on Tron's content got death threats from Tron. On January 22nd and 23rd of 2022, Tron made the death threats toward John Jams during his live streams. John Jams had been reposting clips of Tron from TikTok, which infuriated Tron. As mentioned earlier, Tron was not a fan of people re-uploading his content, especially when they claimed to be him or used his material without permission.
You and your bitch-ass mom. And I'm gonna kill your sister too. Your sister's gonna be like the one off Scream. Swear to God. And I'm gonna kill your damn girlfriend too.
Tron escalated his response, using his platform to threaten John Jams and even extending these threats to John's family and friends. He went into disturbing detail about what he intended to do, crossing the line that is a new low in his online presence. This kind of aggressive behavior was different from his usual entertaining and energetic drama. The threats made by Tron during these streams shocked many of his followers. It was clear that the constant harassment and the reposting of his content without consent had pushed him to a breaking point. In response, John Jam reported the live video and it was deleted by YouTube.
From here on out, I don't need to talk anymore about them people. If you all forgot that there's people stealing my content, then you all ain't with me. Y'all ain't for me. Y'all want me to lose. But if you all been there for me since day one and y'all been watching and you all know exactly what's going on and you know there's people trying to steal my content and you know there should be no point to even talk about them because they've already been talked about already and people should already blocked them already. So the whole point is they should already be blocked already, everyone. Who cares what they're doing? Block them, block them, block them, block them. Worry about Dimension7yo, the real account, not the people that are trying to be me.
The impersonation accounts, it seemed, were less about genuinely pretending to be Tron and more about provoking a reaction from him. Unfortunately, Tron fell into this trap, reacting in an increasingly extreme way that ultimately contributed to his downfall. His inability to control his responses to trolls turned his brief fame into sadness. This aggressive and reckless behavior escalated the tension around Tron. On top of this, his continued loud behavior in his apartment drew more complaints from his neighbors, leading to additional eviction notices. One particular neighbor, an African-American couple, became the target of his rage. Tron accused them of being racist for complaining about the noise. Tron took it even further, making inflammatory statements about a potential black versus white conflict, claiming his followers would riot in the streets and suggesting that whites would win.
Steal from people and you make fun of me, I have no respect for you whatsoever. And get off my channel, because it's gonna be blacks versus whites then, and we gonna have a battle, and by the end of it, it's gonna be KK. Because if you keep on with me, I'm gonna keep on with you, and it's gonna be whites versus blacks, and we gonna have a war, and I'm gonna start the goddamn because I'm tired of you don't listen to what I say. It ain't about no goddamn skin color, mother. But if you want war, we can go get war, and whites will verse these motherfuckers. In this town, black people surround this goddamn area, and they're all racist. This stupid nigga, I have no respect for. I don't give a
One of the things that genuinely bothered me about that video was the way his wife kept adding comments from the background. She frequently chimed in with short phrases like, "Yeah, you tell him, hun," but never added anything meaningful to the conversation. Her constant ad-libs felt unnecessary and didn't contribute any real value to what was being said. Tron's comment shows a lot of anger. He talks about people stealing from him and making fun of him, and he says he has no respect for them. He turns his frustration into a racial issue. He talks about starting a war, making this about race, even though he claims it isn't about skin color. This kind of language is dangerous and promotes disunity among people of different race and color. It seems like Tron feels targeted and disrespected, but his response is full of threats and anger, which only makes things worse. With the constant noise complaints and the impersonation accounts reposting his content, Tron became increasingly unstable. The more out of control he got, the more live streams he did, using threatening language and making aggressive statements. This behavior drew police attention, leading to several wellness checks at his home. Each time the police arrived to assess his mental state, it only made Tron angrier. The repeated wellness checks pushed Tron to his breaking point.
knock on my door one more time with the police and see what happens to you all. I will shoot up the goddamn schools. Facts. And I will go to Spruce Creek myself and shoot up that whole goddamn school. Facts. With that 22, I will roll up in there, I swear to God, on everything I own. I will go inside Spruce Creek and I will start shooting up the whole goddamn Spruce Creek.
He became increasingly vocal about his frustrations, even mentioning that if the police showed up again, he would be waiting in his living room with a handgun. His threats escalated, extending beyond just the police. Tron began threatening his neighbors, schools, and various organizations, speaking of committing violent acts. In the midst of all this, Tron continued to present himself as someone who could transform into anything he wanted, likening himself to having an Omnitrix-like device. These claims, along with his increasingly aggressive behavior, showed someone struggling to maintain control while dealing with the pressures of online fame and ongoing harassment.
Like you're crying in an ocean? Go cry. Go cry to your daddy and your mommy. Oh, Jesus.
If you have a mommy, daddy.
My God, I said the word Nick. Oh my, it's the end of the world. Nick this, Nick. Who gives a that for a rap?
Tron's comment shows someone dismissing the impact of racial slur. He acts like it's not a big deal and even mocks the reaction to it. But using that word has a long history of causing pain, and it's not something to take lightly. Saying people shouldn't care and telling them to leave his live video if they don't like it ignores the real issue that comes from such words. Respect means understanding the effect your words have on others and choosing not to do it.
I got 40 different personalities for music. They done up. I got ways where I can go in a portal. I'm not even a schizo. I can go in a portal, and I can turn into a rapper. Come back and be a rocker. Come back and be whatever I want to be. I can go to a portal, jump from one side. That's why I'm Dimension 7, but you don't listen. You don't even know who I am. You're not even a real fan. Man, because you're jealous, because you see me out rapping everybody, you see me out rocking everybody, and you see me doing it better than all them black African Americans. Facts. I'm tired of black African Americans. Don't you see why my anger?
Tron believes he has many sides, especially when it comes to making music. He talked about switching between different styles like rap and rock, and seems proud of this ability. He also expresses anger and makes negative comments about Black African Americans. The use of racist language shows disrespect, which is never justified. This situation provides an insight into what I meant earlier regarding Tron's African American neighbors. They frequently complained about the excessive noise coming from his apartment, which angered him. These complaints seemed to trigger a growing resentment in Tron towards them, solely because they were upset about the noise, something they had every right to be frustrated about. The last clip I want to show is highly disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised for those who may be sensitive to threatening content. In this clip, Tron makes threats towards a local school and hints at targeting large corporations. His statements are concerning and give a clear picture of his unstable state of mind.
I ain't got no off my goddamn channel. I've had enough of every goddamn mother. Knock on my door one more time with the police and see what happens to you all. I will damn schools. Facts. And I will go to Spruce Creek myself and goddamn school. Facts. With that 22, I will roll up in there, I swear to God, on everything I own. I will go inside Spruce Creek and I will start goddamn Spruce Creek. And then they'll be dead.
Stop saying that.
I'm just telling
The
you.
cops are gonna be coming.
In the clip, Tron was at his most disturbing situation, making dangerous threats against multiple people, including innocent children at a school, that have nothing to do with his frustrations. He spoke of committing terrible acts, and thankfully, these threats led to his arrest in mid-January 2022.
Dead this time. So try to me this time. Because I'll go get my trunk, bring the inside the house, and just be waiting on police officers to show up. So now's not the time to with me. You want to with my life, end my life? I'm gonna go out with a fight. Motherfuckers, I'm gonna go out with a fight. It's gonna be a goddamn shoot. If I get killed, oh well, because I know eventually you're gonna get killed, and motherfuckers are gonna get killed because they with me. And
making several rap videos threatening to shoot up a school and his place of work. 36-year-old Tron Welburn was booked into the Volusia County Jail Monday. Police in Port Orange say they got a call from a woman who had seen a video on YouTube of someone threatening a mass school shooting in Spruce Creek. Port Orange has 2 schools with the name Spruce Creek in them. The suspect is also accused of making a second video, potentially threatening violence at his workplace, a Trader Joe's distribution center in Daytona Beach.
The entire situation is unsettling, and it shows how far some people on the internet will go just to provoke a reaction. Trolls created multiple accounts to impersonate him, deliberately pushing Tron to the edge, which led to his anger and ultimately his arrest. His life changed because of his poor decisions. To be clear, I am not defending Tron or his actions. I believe he should stay away from social media permanently. If he tries to create a new account, platforms should take swift action to ban him immediately. Allowing him back into the same toxic environment could lead to another dangerous situation, and I worry for the safety of those around him.